Welcome back, Dog Family, and thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Talk the Talk. I'm your host, Desh Bechin, and joining me today is Kabelo Tlailane, and he is the dealer principal at Kia the Glen. So I had some few moments with Kabelo off air. It's my first time meeting him, and he's an absolutely phenomenal champion for women empowerment. I am so honored and happy to have yet another man that is ready to be the catalyst for change in our industry. Kabelo can be described as an action taker. He is living proof that the distance between you and everything you want is the amount of action you take. He's just said to me he's been at the OEM for more than 15 years, or in the industry for more than 15 years, and he's decided on taking on this position as a dealer principal. So that clearly states that he is a go-getter, which paid off for him. Clearly, he helps his team stay on top of their game by sharing his skills and helping them to go from good to unforgettable in their different roles. So, without further ado, let's get to know Kabelo. And as always, this interview is proudly brought to you by Seriti Solutions, MFC, and Avo by Nedbank. Hello, Kabelo.
Hi, how are you?
I'm gonna call you KB.
Yes,
because now we bras, right? We homies now. Yes. Kabelo, where are you from actually?
So I'm from actually Centurion. That's where I currently stay. But born and bred in Temba, Hammanskraal, just outside Pretoria North. Yeah.
All right. Yes. So this is home for you.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. I had to get that in first because you really do. You're quite intriguing. But I mean, your first question I usually ask is tell us your journey, and tell us about your journey in the motoring trade.
Yeah. So the crazy thing is, for me, it started back in varsity when I was actually doing my postgraduate degree. So I had Daimler Chrysler South Africa came to the university. And they came with like what you call brochures and posters, and they were like, if you wanna drive the coolest cars, come work for us. And on those brochures, they had like all kinds of cars, and I was like, jeepers. I mean, how nice must it be to work for a company like that? Because they had all various brands back then. They had Chryslers, they had Mercedes-Benz, they had trucks, and you know what I mean.
Right.
So I applied at Daimler Chrysler, South Africa, obviously now known as Mercedes-Benz, South Africa. I started there as an ACAP graduate trainee, and I spent about 6.5 years there doing various roles.
Wow.
Then I left and I moved on to Jaguar Land Rover South Africa. Also spent about 6.5 years there. And then I wanted to try, I just wanted to step away from the luxury brand and try more of the mass-produced brand, like your Kia. So when Kia came calling, I thought to myself, I think it's time, And I left Jaguar Land Rover South Africa, moved over to Kia South Africa as general manager of sales. I spent 2 years there. Then I decided, enough with the corporate and the OEM life, and I decided to jump into retail. Let me get to know
some people.
Yes, sell some cars, let's make some real money. So I jumped over to become a dealer principal at Kia the Glen. So I put my hand up when a position came up, and I said I would like to obviously try be a dealer principal and run a business. And currently dealer principal of Kia the Glen.
Wow, and how's this journey been for you so far?
Yeah, look, it's my boss calls it easy pressure. It's been.
Who's your boss?
Gavin Robinson.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Gary Scott.
Yeah, Gary's he's more above everyone.
All right, he's the CEO.
He's the CEO.
Hi, Gary. We all love you, Gary.
He's the CEO of Kia South Africa. Yeah, so it's pressure. It's pressure that the hours are long. I work Saturdays, you know. So yeah, it's different to the corporate environment, you know what I mean? Yeah, but it's and you get to engage a little bit more because you're an operational level, you know, with customers. You get to really understand what is it they love about the brand, you know, the customers, and
Okay, so maybe I think that would lead us to my next question. What do you love about the brand?
So for me, Kia is a challenger brand. You know, if you look at value for money, you look at, you know, recently, again, we're on the top of the JD Power dependability study with, in terms of quality, in terms of what the brand brings. So, you know, I love that. I think for me, also, the other thing is that sometimes, you know, and I get a lot of people that I speak to about the brand, they underestimate it. Like Kia is such a great brand. I mean, you know, I'll give you a test drive in the Sorento or the Carnival. It's just as comfortable as the luxurious.
I've done all of them. I've done all of them.
You know, it's just as comfortable as your luxurious.
And some with more spec, they're higher spec than some of the luxury
100%. You know, it's a great brand, and the board.
I love about Kia, is their warranty. I mean, you've got a 5 to 7.
5 years unlimited,
Right, exactly. And I mean, for women especially, that's something that we value.
Yes.
Because we're still trying to evolve from that, you know, women know less about cars, and we're trying to educate ourselves about vehicles, so that warranty gives us some type of a security blanket.
Yes. Yeah, I was just saying that the Kia South Africa board is full of young souls, so as well, you know, it's like the energy is driven from the top.
Yeah.
You know? No disrespect to anybody over 50, but your Gary Scott is pushing 45, I think.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's young souls that are basically steering the ship called Kia and the brand.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, I work very closely with Kia from OEM level to your dealer level, and it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. The passion. 100%. I think that is your slogan, right? It's
movement to inspire.
Movement to inspire.
It used to be the power to surprise.
I love movement to inspire. It's amazing. So how do you feel about women being in leadership roles in the motoring trade?
So and this is where it comes back to, you know, the leadership that's steering this brand. For example, like for me, like the retail director, Grant Cummings, you know, would have the conversation about, you know, in employing more women in the dealerships, giving women more opportunity to be infiltrated into the trade. You know what I mean? I think it's a wonderful thing when you have leadership or, you know, directors that actually take that type of position to say we need more women in the you know, in the industry, in our brand. And I mean, my wing women, my finance manager, it's a lady, Vanessa. I mean, she can do the job as much as I can do it. Wow. You know what I mean? My other wing women is my new vehicle sales manager, Shiksha Singh. You know, she's as tough as they come. So I think it's great to see that women are now, you know, being given the opportunity in the industry. I mean, back then when I was growing up in this industry, and I've been here in this industry more than 15 years, there's always been perceived as, you know, old white male, you know, type of industry. But it's changing. It's changing quite.
The transformation is definitely taking 100%, place.
100%,
Absolutely. Talking about Grant Cummings, he was at our event last year. Gary Scott was traveling at the time because the World Cup was sponsored by Kia. So he was there. So he said, and Gary actually received an award from us, from our platform for championing for women in the motoring trade. So actually Grant received the award on his behalf. So yes, he's definitely also you know, a catalyst for change in our industry. What is your opinion though about our platform? You here because, I mean, We literally did not invite you. I don't know how you got invited.
I gate crashed.
You gate crashed. But it's my first time meeting you. I know that this was not recommended by any of your seniors,
Yes.
but you've accepted this invite. Why so? Why do you believe, and what is your opinion about our women empowerment platforms, which is obviously supported by MFC and Avo by Nedbank?
For me, and if I can call it the initiative, I think it's important, as I alluded to earlier, me personally, my space, I've got women that can do the job as much as I can do it, even better. You know what I mean? So I think for me, it's important to have this type of initiative to drive the agenda of women empowerment in the motor trade. And if I look around in the Kia brand, we don't have that many female DPs. That's something we need to also change. We need to drive that agenda.
Absolutely.
Because women, they put in the hours, they're there, they do the
Still
work.
having to balance home life,
yes.
That's another thing we haven't evolved from in terms of sharing our obligations, our duties with our male counterparts.
and another positive would be like for me, I'm at the dealer driving results. My financial manager, the accountant, she's got that ability to engage people on the softer side of things. You know what I mean? So people are able to empathy. Yes. People are able to have conversations about the challenges they face in their personal life. Me, I get looked at as like, dealer principal. Not sure I want to tell the dealer principal I'm going through a divorce. that type of thing. So I think women provide a balance in the business. And I've seen it in my personal, in my space.
I think it's so important to understand that in leadership roles, women need to be there, because it does not make sense that men or male can dictate what policies should apply for women when they're not a female.
Yes.
The balance is so important, and we really need to get that balance right. Talking about that, Kia has an amazing initiative, and I've become a part of that initiative from Kia South Africa head office. They are placing 65 times 2 women at the dealerships. You do not have to have experience in the motoring trade. You just have to have basically a matric and a driver's license. Please send your CVs to us. 1 year's sales experience is one of the requirements. However, please come forth if you think you are capable. This is an amazing initiative from Kia South Africa, which I'm part of. So please send us your CVs and let us help you, or get you integrated into our beautiful, our exciting industry.
I actually have two young ladies there now. One on the workshop side, one on the sales side. And they're doing phenomenal job.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And I think Kia is really, putting their money where their mouth is, and they're actioning this initiative, and I think that's what needs to happen across the board, across the spectrum. So how can men become more prominent and more active in advocating for gender, equality, and empowering women in our trade?
So
by doing what you're doing, coming here, talking to me, and
so I think because you have men in leadership positions in this industry, I think them sitting around the table, being having the conversations around the tables, the boardrooms that they sit in, to say, this is the direction, this is the initiatives, this is the agenda that we want to push in terms of empowering more women into the industry. I think we need more conversation and engagement. That will get buy-in, especially, think about if you have the CEO of Kia South Africa saying, guys, we need to start giving women opportunity. It opens up a door to more conversations. And then when we sit in interviewing people for jobs, then we're able to obviously select and see females, ones that qualify, meet the criteria, Can we employ them? Are they employable? You know, that type of stuff. So more conversation engagement, I think, is important, but not only to leave it up to the leadership. I think every man in the industry, every level. I mean, if I have a workshop manager and he comes to me and says, you know, I think let's employ a female technician. There's qualified female technicians. I don't see why we can't employ a female technician. You know?
There's plenty. I don't mean to steal the limelight from Kia South Africa, but Ford has been so active in doing this. I had Yandiswa that was here. She's from Ford South Africa, and she's a top engineer. And so you know, it's possible.
Yes,
it's possible,
100%.
and we are definitely going to see this transformation in after sales happening.
100%.
That it has to happen, because it's unlike back in the day when a woman had to, or men had to do the physical work. I think technology has provided us with the ability or capabilities to allow women into that space. So I'm so happy with that.
No, I mean, it's, and funny enough, we actually have a couple of CVs, because we're actually looking to employ a technician at the moment, and we're looking towards a female technician as well.
I love it.
Yeah, that type of stuff. I think
I cannot wait for the day where we, a female technician wins an award at the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards. I cannot, because we've got mostly FNIs and sales executives. There's so, look, we're talking about balancing the scales, and that's what we want to do, and it's possible now because people say, oh, but the numbers are in after sales, and why would women want to work in after sales? Untrue, absolutely untrue. It's not a fact. And then we have 355,000 men in Motoring South Africa, and we have 82,000 women. So let's, and then when you talk about leadership roles, I think it's under 15%. So yeah, we've got a lot of work to do. So thank you, KB, for joining me in my work.
It's a pleasure.
Really appreciate it. Anything else that you'd like to say?
No, I mean, thank you for the opportunity to come through and have the informal discussion with you on this topic. I think you definitely have our support as Kia the Glen. Let's take this chapter forward.
Absolutely. So people of the south of Mzansi, support Kabelo, because if you support him, you buy cars. If you buy cars from him, he's going to support me. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you so much, KB. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Viewers, we would like to thank you for your continued support and encourage you to like and share our content. Our non-profit companies, the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, powered by MFC and Avo by Nedbank, and the Talk Studios, sponsored by Seriti Solutions and Avo by Nedbank, are platforms aimed at empowering, uplifting, and celebrating the women of Motoring South Africa. We are not just telling stories, we are changing lives. If you are searching for a new or pre-owned vehicle, please visit www.auto.avo.africa. We have a wide range of vehicles on sale for you to choose from, and we only advertise on behalf of reliable and trustworthy MFC accredited dealerships. This car listing portal is user-friendly, and you can also find vehicle reviews, car maintenance tips, and automotive advice, all courtesy of The Talk Studios. So ladies, I believe that your success is determined definitely by the amount of work you put in. Even when it feels like it's not noticed by anyone, all your efforts and hard work will most definitely pay off in the long run. So keep on keeping on, keep on pushing forward and showing your strength. Dream big, work hard, stay focused, and surround yourself with good people. As far as the laws of existence are concerned, there is no good and bad, no crime and punishment. It is just that for every action there is a consequence. And with that, I would like to remind you that the question should never be who's going to let me. It should always be who's going to stop me.